Yo, what's up? It's Sean again. Basically, this video is just about, it's just a message, man. Just a message to young people in general. So basically, this is me. I was born in Washington, D.C. I'll give you a quick background. Shortly after, I moved to Georgia. I was raised by my grandparents, and then I moved to Jacksonville, Florida. I had a job, started school. I was like 18 or something like that. And basically, after that, you know, I actually didn't have a car, and I couldn't really get a car at the time. So I dropped out of school because I couldn't get there on time. I was missing too many classes, and at the same time, I lost my job because I couldn't get there. So what did I do? I joined the Marine Corps, United States Marine Corps, and the thing about it was probably one of the best experiences of my life. I did 8 years and stayed in California, which is where I'm at right now. And the thing about it is that I wish I would have took more. I wish I would have paid more attention in school. I wish I would have tried harder to stay in college. And there's a whole bunch of I wishes. So the point of this whole video is don't waste your life. You know what I'm saying? If you're in high school and you're watching this, trust me. You don't know me, so I really can't tell you to trust me. But if you take anything from this video, just save money that you can while you're young, and if you're in high school or if you're in college, pay attention because it's not worth not paying attention. You know, keep stop wasting time. Basically, like you got to make sacrifices in life, and life comes with numerous sacrifices that you got to make. And the sacrifices that you got to make are basically, for example, if one of your friends want to go out or wants to go out, or a group of friends wants to go out, like I can understand you going out maybe once a month, once or twice at the most a month, even if it's on the weekends. But you gotta look, man. You gotta look, set your goals. You got goals and you got priorities, and you gotta set them. You know what I'm saying? You gotta stick to them, and it takes discipline. And if you're not willing to really work with that, if you're not willing to really put yourself in that and work for your goals, then you will end up very unhappy. And another thing about that is happiness shouldn't be your goal. You know what I'm saying? If happiness was everybody's goal, the pursuit of happiness, then that would just mean that you do anything to attain happiness. So things that make me happy might not be what make you happy. For instance, like serial murderers, they were in pursuit of happiness. Killing people made them happy. So that's not what I'm saying you should be in pursuit of. I'm saying you should take down your goals and take them seriously. You know what I'm saying? Don't waste time. Don't go out all the time. Make sacrifices. If you know what you want to be, if you know where you're trying to be, um, then write them down, visualize them, and then take the steps necessary to make each happen. Find out everything that you can about that. Like for example, like I'm in the process, you got to make it like a 5, 10 year plan, 5 years and then 10 years, and then what time you want to retire. Because most people now, I'm gonna tell you right now, most people are not going to retire at 65, the actual normal. In the past it was a normal age. Now people aren't even retiring; they're working till death. A lot of people are working till in their late 70s, 80s. Like my grandmother, she's in her 80s and she's still working. So I mean, do you really want that life for you, or do you want for yourself, or do you want when you actually get older, you can spend time with your grandkids, you can spend time with your kids, you can spend time with your great grandkids if you're fortunate enough to survive that long. But it's not a matter of fortune if you're working, because you'll be unfortunate because you'd be alive but you'd be miserable. So that's the thing, you got to work hard now to get what you want later. And I'm not talking about material possessions. Like, your goal shouldn't be material possessions. Your goal should be um, obtaining something intrinsic, something that that the heart can feel. A relationship with your family, a relationship with your spouse. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. But how can you even get to a relationship when you were broke by the age of 35 and you're working minimum wage at some McDonald's, and maybe you might make manager, you might not, who would want to be with you? So how would you even, you got to think about your goals. You got to set objectives. See, it's goals, like say, for example, a goal would be, um, I want to be a lawyer, okay? And then an objective would be the steps you take to get to those goals. So you want to be a lawyer, okay, so what do you need to be? Do the research, find out the best schools, develop contacts, things like that. I mean, it's in books and everything. So, I mean, you can really take advantage of the system. But bottom line is, you guys and girls, I know I say guys a lot, but this goes across the board. You cannot waste time while you're young, okay? Cannot waste time. Like, there's different things, you got to keep what's important. It's called four quadrants, all right? The quadrant 4 is important and urgent. Quadrant 3 is important and not urgent. You want to stay, or is that quadrant 2? I think that's quadrant 2. I had it backwards. Quadrant 1 is important and urgent. Uh, Quadrant 2 is not important, important and not urgent. So you want to stay in the not urgency section, because you don't want to be stressed your whole life. You don't want to be waiting until the last minute to do all your homework just because you can. You know what I'm saying? You want to take care of everything before it's due. And that just goes for school. That can arrange to everything. And you want to plan for what's ahead. You want to have contingency plans. You want to have plan A, B, and C. So, I mean, there's more to it. But basically, if I could give most advice to anybody, best advice that I could give is plan ahead, set goals and priorities, and be disciplined enough to accomplish those objectives to get you to those goals. So those are 3 things, and thanks for tuning in. Sean again, and deuces.